Hey everyone, welcome back. In this particular video, we are going to see how we can do Evilpunch server setup. So without wasting time, let's get started. Now, in the server setup process, you need your own cloud account. Like in my case, I have DigitalOcean account. It is not necessary to use DigitalOcean. You can use AWS, Linode, Vultr, or whatever it is. But DigitalOcean is simple to understand. That's why I am showing the demo on the DigitalOcean. But I don't recommend DigitalOcean in the production. Hence, this is for the testing. That's why I am just showing you on the DigitalOcean. Okay. In case you want to create new DigitalOcean account, I will suggest follow the link in the description, which will be my referral link, from which you will get, I think, 20 or $50 or something, right? Please check that link. Okay. Now, once we have the DigitalOcean, once we log in very first time, we see the interface like this. Okay. There is a projects on the left side, so you can have like any project. It is just to organize your server. That's it. Okay. Now let's create our server. In order to create the server, you need to click on the create and then click on the droplet. So you might be confused, like why we are creating droplet. So on the DigitalOcean, they call server as a droplet. So basically, two things are the same. Server droplet is the same. For similar, if we use the AWS cloud, then they call as an instance. Okay, instance. Okay. So basically, each cloud provider has their own nomenclature. We will stick with the DigitalOcean, which is droplet. The location I'm going to keep it default. Then we need to choose the OS. So I always recommend use the Ubuntu because the tool is optimized to run on the Ubuntu. Use the 22.04 LTS. You can basically use any version, but make sure that you are using LTS version, okay, long term support version. So I'll just use the 22.04 because that's what I've been using and it has a less bugs. Okay. Then in the plans, you will find a lot of type of plans, like the optimized plan right here, the regular plan is right here, premium is plan right here, and all. Okay. In our case, we just need the regular one, and I will suggest use the $18 plan because I'm just doing testing, and it is $18 per month and $0.0027 per hour. So in case I use for 5 hours, I have to pay, I don't know, like $2 or something, right? So not $2, less than $2, right? Almost $1 I have to pay if I use for 5 days or something, right? So yeah, I will use the $18 plan, or I can use the higher plan also. It really depends on what is your need. But in my case, hence I am just showing you the demonstration. I will use the $48 plan because everything will be faster. Okay. Now let me go ahead, and here either I can add the SSH key, which is already added from my Mac computer, or you can add your password. So in case you are adding the password, you need to type the password here. In my case, I have added already Mac key, so I will keep it. Or for you guys, I will use the password. Okay. So let me just enter my password so that everything will be simple and you will be able to understand really easily. And server name will be test, and create the server. Okay. Great. It will take a few seconds to create this server. Okay. Okay, so our server is ready and created, and now I can see the name of this server, and then I can see the IP. So let me just copy the IP address, and now we will log in inside this server. So in order to log in, if you are using the Windows, then you need to type the CMD. Okay. In my case, I am using the Mac, so I will type terminal. In someone is using, let's say, Linux, then also they need to use the terminal. Okay. So for the Linux and the Mac, it's same using the terminal, but for the Windows user, they need to use the putty, or let's say CMD. Okay. I need to type SSH root at, and then I need to paste my IP address. SSH means the protocol that I want to use connect. Root is the username of the server, then at, and then there is the address of the server. Now, if you have bought the server on the AWS, then this root might change with the actual username of the user, which is going to be Ubuntu. So keep that in mind. Right now, SSH service of the server is running on the port number 222, sorry, 22. So if I hit enter, by default it picks that particular port and it says basically connection is started connecting. Okay, but in some server cases that port is different, so in that case they can use -p and here they can mention whatever the port is. Okay, as simple as that. In my case it is default port, which is port 22, so I will just hit enter. It is asking to add the public key, so I'll just say yes. Then it will ask for the password. Let me enter my server password. Okay, once I do that, I am inside the server. Now let me clear the screen. Now we are inside the server. Let's move to the step number 2, which is doing the setup. Okay, so right now we have logged in inside the server using the terminal. So we can do ls, whatever command we want to do, pwd, and it will execute every single command. But what if I want to edit some file? So in that case, I need to use the nano command to edit file. Okay, so for example, there is one file called xyz. Okay, let me just create xyz file. Okay, xyz file is there. So okay, there is some mistake. It's supposed to be touch. Let's say I want to edit the xyz file. What I need to do, how I can read the xyz file? So let's say I can first of all do ls to check if the file is there or not. So xyz file is obviously there. Now I will say nano and then I will type xyz and basically I can hit enter and I can edit here. But this editing with the nano, remembering all the command, to save the file press Ctrl S then Ctrl X, it's a little bit complex. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one easy way. What is easy way? Let me close this particular connection. By the way, let me close this connection. What you need to do is you need to install VS Code. Okay, how you can install VS Code? Open any browser, open new tab, type VS Code here and install the VS Code. In case you are on the Mac, it will show for the Mac. In case you are on the Windows, it will show how to install for the Windows. Okay, this is like simplest possible way I can give you. Okay, so I don't know why it is taking time. I think my internet is slow. So as I am on the Mac, it is showing the download for the Mac OS. Similarly, you will get option to download for your OS. Okay, download it, install it. In my case, it is already done, so that's why I'm not doing it again. Okay, so once you do that, you will see right here. Okay, in my case, the VS Code is right here. So let me open the VS Code. So once we open the VS Code, we need to go into the plugin section. Can you see this extension section? It's a plugin section. Click there and you need to install some plugins. So let me type plugin name, which is remote. And let me show you which plugin you have to install. This is the remote SSH plugin that you need to install. Then there is a remote editing configuration file and there is a remote explorer that you need to install. Okay, in my case it is already installed, so I'm not going to do it again. Okay, it might be possible that once you install all those plugins, it will ask to restart this particular VS Code. So in that case, please restart the VS Code. Okay, hence like you are choosing this particular course, I'm assuming that you are smart enough to do that, so I don't have to show you. Okay, so once you restart or once you open the VS Code, you will see this particular option right here, which is once you click on this one, you will see the host here or SSH section here. So here you need to find this plus button. When you hover over the SSH, you will see the first button. Here you need to type exactly same command like SSH root at and then paste your IP address and hit enter. One more time hit enter and it will pop up this connect button. Click on the connect and once you do that, it's supposed to ask for the password. So in my case it is asking. Let me enter my server password. Once you enter the password, hit enter button and it's supposed to make the connection. So on the bottom right, you will see something is happening, waiting, downloading VS Code on the server, and it will say setuping something, and once it is done, it will say okay, it is ready. Okay, so I think it is ready. What you can do is you can close the older window that you have opened and this is new window. Now can you see it is giving the root shell right here? That's our server shell. Okay, why? Because can you see when I open the terminal, I get this particular Abhijit, right? I have Abhijit MacBook Pro, whatever it is. that this name of the shell. But here we are getting the name of the server and our username. Our username is test and our server name is test. Okay, sorry, our username is root and our server name is test. Here our server name is test. Okay, so that means connection is successful. Now what we need to do is we need to click on this file icon, click on the open folder, and we need to open /root/. Okay, by default it will load that path only, and click open and it will open that particular path on the server. That means you can view and edit files from the server. If you're doing very first time, it will say yes, I trust that particular author and all. Okay, so let's accept that. Okay, now you might say that okay, we have established the connection, but what are those files? Those are files which are present by default on the server. Let me show you. You can click the terminal here and new terminal, or on the right side you can see the second icon is there where bottom line is there. You can click on that one and it will open the same thing. So on the server, if I do ls, which is list files or list whatever it is there in the directory, you will see snap an xyz file that we created, right? So if you go on the left side also, you will see xyz file here and the snap folder right here. So you might be wondering that okay, what are the other these files then? These are the files what we call the hidden files, which starts using the dot. So in order to see that, we need to do ls-all and hit enter, and then only it will show all of those hidden files. Okay, so let me just make it little bit bigger so that you can easily see. Okay, can you see the bash history is there? So here also you will find bash history, right? Then there is a bash hrc, then here also you will find the bash hrc, right? So yeah, this is how you can see the files. Not only see the files, you can click on that and edit those files. Okay, so for example, I want to edit this bash hrc. I can click on here, do some changes and type Control S or Command S, and it will save that particular file on this server also, right? How easy, right? So that's why I recommend using this particular VS Code. Okay, now let me make it little bit easy to view, and now we need to do Evilpunch server setup. Now let's go back on our browser and type in the browser Evilpunch. Okay, I'm not sure if the Evilpunch is link is on the Google or not. It looks like it is not Google yet. It will take a little bit time to index on the Google. What you can type is you can type FluxxSet GitHub. Okay, that's what you can type. That's my GitHub. So once you click on that one, you will see the Evilpunch right here on the pin section. Click on the Evilpunch and you will see the Evilpunch repository, okay, where all source code is available. Click on the code and copy this particular clone URL. Go back to the server and here click on the clear, and here basically we need to clone that repository. So I will type git clone and I will paste that particular repository link and hit the enter button, and it will download the Evilpunch source code for me. Can you see the Evilpunch folder is created? Inside the Evilpunch there is a run.sh and everything. Now let's click on the Evilpunch that particular folder, right click on it, and once you do that you will get this particular nice menu. Here you need to click on the open in integrated terminal. Okay, so that will basically open the terminal inside that particular folder. Okay, now if I do pwd, you will see I am inside the Evilpunch. Great. Now here I have two options. I can do the manual setup or I can do automated setup. For automated setup, I can just run // and run.sh. But for run.sh also there are some things available. So need to type -h and it will show the option. Like if you do run -p, it will run for the production. If you do -d, it will run for the development. And if you do -h, then it will show the help. Okay. So in our case, hence we are doing testing, I will say -d. So it will run into the development mode. Okay. So let's run into the development mode. By the way, it will check if all files are there, if all binaries are there, if all packages are there. If something is missing, it will download it and install it. So this particular process might take little bit time when you're doing first time. So once you run that, it might be possible that you will get pop-up like this. Okay. So in that case, simply hit the enter button and enter button one more time, and it will pick the whatever the default option is. No matter which pop-up you get in this the apt package installation process, you just hit the enter button whatever, and that will select whatever the default option is. Okay, so the process is complete, and can you see it is showing the dashboard is running on this particular port 9000. Okay, you might be thinking that how much time it took. So in my case, it took more than 5 minutes. But if I do Control C and run it one more time again, then it will take less time. Like it will be ready in the I don't know, 10 seconds, 15 seconds or something, because all the libraries are already installed. So remember, in case it is taking time, it will be only taking time very first time. After that, it will not take time. After that, it will be much faster. Okay, can you see it is running? Okay, now right now the dashboard is running. I can directly access the dashboard, but let me show you something. So if you go inside the Evilpunch, then you will find one folder called Evilpunch. Click on that. Inside that there is a config folder. Click on that, and there is a file called config. So inside this config file, you can add your configuration. Okay, so as of now, there is no need to add public IP, DNS port, proxy domain, proxy host, no need to add, because that will be configured by system automatically. What you need to add is where you want to access the dashboard. In case you want to access the on 9000 port, you can mention 9000. You can mention here 8000, any other port, and dashboard host is going to be obviously the same. And for the dashboard username, I'm using admin. Dashboard password, it is taking by default admin, but I will say xtadmin or something, just to be on the safer side. Okay, then save it and then run it one more time. Okay, run it one more time, and it will change the admin password. Okay, so basically, yeah, this is the like basic configuration of the dashboard you need to do. After this kind of configuration, you don't have to do anything manually. Everything will happen automatically on the dashboard side on GUI version, graphical user interface version. Okay, let me just copy this particular 9000 port. By the way, no need to copy actually. What you can do is go to your cloud, copy the IP address, open a new tab, paste that IP address, and access on port 9000. Okay, access on port 9000, and it will show the Evilpunch dashboard. I can type admin, which is my username, and I think xtadmin is my password. So let me enter that, and yes, obviously the dashboard will be visible. Now don't get into the rush to the dashboard and look into the dashboard. First watch the dashboard introduction video, and then only check out the dashboard. Okay, so that you will understand each and every option, why it is given and why it is important and how to use it. Now you are accessing this on HTTP, that means it is not secure, so there is a chance that your password might get compromised. So what you can do is, in case you are using the production, you can use the -p. So right now I'm using -d. Instead of that, you can -p, and it will use the HTTPS version of the dashboard. Okay, so let me just show you. It will take a little bit time, very first time, because it has to generate the server certificates and all, right? So it might take time. So can you see it is running on the HTTPS now? So if I go back right here, and instead of HTTP, I will say HTTPS:// and now it will be using HTTPS. Now, hence it is using self-sign HTTPS server, SSL server, self-sign SSL certificates. So that's why we are getting this connection is not private and that error. But don't worry, click on the advanced, click on the proceed, and that should show you the dashboard. Okay, so let's wait. Okay, now dashboard is on HTTPS and you can access it. Type admin, xtadmin, that's my temporary password. Let me enter, and now the dashboard is visible. Okay, yeah, so this is how you can start install the dashboard. Now you might be saying that what is the difference between -p and -d? When I should be using -p, when I should be using -d? So in case you are creating the fishlet, in case you are doing the test, so in that case, I will recommend using the -d option. Why dash D option? Dash D option shows the detailed log on the console right here. Okay, that's why dash D option. And dash P option doesn't show the log. Okay, great. I hope you understood. Now let me press the Control C, and yeah, that's all in this particular video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. We will be covering details of the dashboard.